members of the Peninsula Velo racing team, based in San Mateo, just south of San Francisco, riding bikes is a love, a job, a skill, and very time-consuming. Dan Nall, team captain and a member of the U.S. National Bicycle Racing Team.
How much riding do you do a week, counting races and practices?
It varies. This time of the year about, well, counting the races, probably 400 miles a week.
Honestly, 400 miles a week on a bicycle.
That's right.
That's an awful lot of mileage, Dan.
Sometimes it seems like it, yeah.
Do you get bored out there?
Sometimes.
What kind of speeds do the bikes attain? How fast do they go during a race?
Going downhill, you can go as fast as 50 to 70 miles an hour.
Steve Aldrich is the team's mechanic and manager. He knows as well as anyone the type of athlete it takes to be a competitive bike racer.
I think you got to be a bit crazy to go down hills like at the speeds these guys go and train in all sorts of weathers and conditions. And I mean, you really go out there some days and really beat your brains out in rain and everything, you know.
A little touch of masochism to us.
Yeah, for sure.
Got that.
Eric Allen is a nationally ranked racer with Peninsula Velo.
It's a great feeling.
I've heard it said that bike racers have to be kind of self-centered, very selfish people. Yeah?
Yeah, it's, well, you have to train so much, and you're always thinking of yourself. You know, you have to train at least 4 hours a day to get in the miles and to work on your bike. And then, you know, you have to have the money to do this with, so you have to work. And you have to think of yourself, have the confidence to do anything you want to do. You know, I personally feel that if I want to do it, I'll do it.
It seems at times, despite its team aspects, to be a very solitary sport. It's you and this rather simple machine in your body, and you're demanding things of both.
Yeah, it is. It's when you're alone on a mountain climb or when you're alone away from the group, you're the one who has to make it go faster. No one else can.
At least 4 hours per day, over 400 miles per week. Not an end in itself, but rather preparation for something even more grueling. The race.
Okay, well, you guys basically know your skills, you know, like...
Let's talk about race strategy. I've heard that any good team has a great amount of discipline, game plan. They have decided ahead of time who's going to do what.
The idea of the racing is on the road is, you know, we have about 60 or 70 riders in a what they call a pack. And the idea is to generally to get away from that pack, get out of the pack, and that's the only way to win. Now, the rider would try and break away from the pack, and the other members of the team would either go to the front and just try and stop any attempt by other riders to get up to the rider which is away.
Tim's got a hot field sprint, and Tom and Dave, you know, if he gets into a breakaway situation, or Eric, protect him. If anybody gets away in a Talbot's jersey, though, I think we should just protect him for a while and see what happens. You know, it might be the break. The danger man is definitely Lamond.
Right.
You know, Greg can do it all. The size of the course, you know, it's real short. We have a chance here to gain a lap.
Right.
You know, it's a half-mile course. You know, it's less than a kilometer. So I'm sure that's what's on Lamond's mind and a few other riders. Okay, well, I think that's it. Right. Let's go get them.
This race, 70 laps, 35 miles, was held in San Francisco. Of the 60 riders that would start, less than 15 would finish.
Put your feet in the clips and go! Don't run me over!
God! There goes Lamond.
Say in a pack, I've heard it demands split-second timing to do things right in a pack.
Oh, definitely. You can't think about anything. Everything has to be just intuition. It has to happen immediately.
Can you tell me what you're thinking about in the middle of a race?
Well, I try and think about what other people are doing, who my danger men are, who I have to watch, who might win the race instead of myself, what the road surface is like, how far it is to go, whether I've been eating enough. I try to concentrate on the race at all times.
You're not aware of, say, your body screaming out to you saying, "Oh, enough, I'm tired."
I try to block that out, you know. You have to. Or I do, or I would stop much sooner.
After a good hard race, just about everything hurts. Your back is sore from being bent over, your arms are sore because you've had to work like climbing the hills. You're just, generally, if you raced hard and you did well, you're usually pretty well shattered by the end. Everything hurts.
As it turned out, Greg LeMond, was the danger man for the Peninsula Velo team and for everyone else. He lapped the field twice and won the race by better than a mile. Peninsula Velo finished well, though. 3 riders in the top 10 finishers, and none of the team had dropped out. But for most of the riders, the point was simply to have ridden, for in spite of the obvious competition with the others in the race, the most important fight is within each rider.